Okay, welcome back everyone to the channel. This is my second time recording this, because after I got done recording and rendering this video, I noticed that the volume was all messed up, so second time's a charm, hopefully, but not that any of you care about that. Today we are back with a replay that I'm going to dub a themed replay. I'll come up with a clever title like The Claim of Arvedui, was a king of Arvedui, the last king of Arvedui, in fact, and of Arnor, who married a princess of Gondor, and after said princesses' father and brothers all died, Gondor went into a political crisis, looking for a potential king. Arvedui made a claim to the throne of Gondor, and Gondor said no, we're instead going to name somebody else king. And that, I'm not going to get into the whole story, but that's the basis of this battle. From a lore perspective, really this was just a battle fought between yours truly, Bill the T-Baggins, leading the forces of Gondor, against one Frodosynthesis, who was playing against me in the Scouts tournament. What's going on right now? It's a best 2 out of 3. It's supposed to be a 2v2, but the other two members who would have been in this couldn't make it for one reason or another. So Frodo and I ended up playing all 3 games, and I decided that this one was the closest of the 3, and I would therefore venture a guess that it would be the most entertaining of the 3 as well. So I've gone ahead and loaded this one up. Now, my army consists of, let's see if I can remember everything, 2 Gondor archers, let's see, 2 civilians. Did I say this is Reforged? I don't know if I did or not. That's why I'm not going to go through in any real detail, because everyone probably knows everything about Reforged anyway. So anyhow, Mithrandir's retinue, 2 units of Gondor Spearmen, 2 units of Axemen of Lasarnik, 2 units of Citadel Guard, 2 Fountain Guard, unit of Hylian Rangers, a unit of Marksmen of Caer Andros, and a Lothian Honor Guard. Oh, and Veterans of Osculia, I don't know if I said that. Right, so let's go ahead and fast forward until we can see Frodo's army. Slow down. Actually, it's not pause. Let's just go down to like 0.7 speed or something. Right, so Frodo has a couple units that are hit as well. He has 2 units of Grey Company, if I remember correctly. He has 2 Arthedain Marksmen. He has 3 units of Evan Spearmen. I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 units of Arthedain Pikes. Unit of Wardens in the north, where he has his general. I have my general in the Mithrandir's retinue. He has 2 units of Fornosterate Knights, 2 units of Dunedain Mounted Company, and a unit of Royal Court of House Outlaith. Yes, I think that's everything. So, right away, Arthedain's going to look to get his Fornosterate Knights and Mounted Company off to my sides. So, having taken stock of the situation, I've noticed that I am at a distinct field battle disadvantage, given how little cavalry I have, and how prolific the enemy's cavalry is. So I'm going to have to box myself in, and line up my archers nice and neat, and try to just shoot them down, try to weather the storm from all the cavalry, and then charge. Now, one hiccup in the plan that I realize about midway through this is there's a rule in this tournament that bans camping. It's no more or less ambiguous than that. So I decided that I needed to avoid being accused of that, and I'm going to have to charge at some point. But for now, we're just going to stay boxed up, and we're going to move the Veterans of Osculia forward. Go back to normal speed now. Veterans of Osgiliath are going to try to bait out some of the ammo from the Arvedui marksman. I'm pretty confident that I can win a firefight. The only problem is the Wardens of the North. I don't really have anything to account for that in a skirmish phase. But, you know, teasing out the marksman ammo is going to be pretty straightforward. Let's see. Yep, so I boxed in. I've got Fountain Guard in the back, and Lothian's back here. The Athelian Rangers are nice and hidden. And, yeah, just for the moment, there's a skirmish. Veterans of Osgiliath are honestly one of my favorite units that Gondor have, and I've been really tempted to make them a 2-hit point unit, and say the Wardens of Innocent Field a 1-hit point unit instead, to kind of balance that out. I've decided against it for the moment, though. We'll talk about that later, because we have a charge coming in. Now, unfortunately for Frodo, he's charging towards my spearman, and I notice. So I'm going to counter-charge him. That's going to hurt. Yeah, that's some 10 or 20 spears dead. But with the arrival of Citadel Guard and Archer Fire, that's going to break those Restrained Knights. Now, they'll come back from routing, but it's definitely not what Frodo was wanting. See, there they go. They're back. And already, I'm going to fire into their back. There we go. And we're going to try to drag a few of them down, and we succeed in doing that. Wish we could have gotten a few more of them, but, you know, I'm not going to be greedy. Over on this side of things, we have Wardens of the North coming in, trying to inch their way forwards till they can get into the minimum range. The minimum range necessary to be able to pick off some important targets like the, oh, I don't know, the Nimlothians or the Axemen, something like that. Fountain Guard, if they could reach it. Only trouble is, I have Mithrandir's retinue waiting in the wings. So that'll scare him off for now. He's going to bring forward a unit of spearmen here, and he still has his Royal Court of House Amity back. He is getting some shots into their back, which is a little unfortunate. But at this point, I'm pretty happy with how things are going. Frodo really should have, in my opinion, come forward with both of his units of cav here. I think he was a little stingy with just sending in the knights. Retinue, I mean, they lost a couple, or I guess 3 unit models. And a small handful of them bloodied up, but here comes the same thing. Wardens of the North inching forward, and the retinue charging out to scare them off. We have killed a few of them just with archer fire as well, so that's always good to see. I don't want to put too much ammo into them, though, because Wardens of the North are a 2-hit point unit with some decent armor. So, you know, they can really be a sink for arrows. And I want to be able to shoot other things. Saying that, however, Gondor, at least in the way I've built them, with all their armor upgrades, are pretty resilient to basic arrow fire that's going to come from something like the Arvedui marksman. So I'm confident I can weather the storm from them. And and so I guess I'm a little bit more... I'm prepared to be more liberal with my use of ammo to those wardens. Veterans lost Gilead. They're still getting some halfway decent shots into these marksmen back here. I know at one point we were trying to target the spears or the pikes, and drop one. So that's probably just incidental fire from targeting the marksman rather than actually following through with the order and targeting them. I am now charging these wardens because I'm getting a little sick and tired now.
Slain the enemy general.
And be sniped out as general.
Troops will lose their will to fight.
Which is always nice. He's going to get a good charge on me with his royal court, but I think I'm going to be able to slip away. See, the nice thing about having a mount without barding is I'm faster, even if the speed is set to be the same in the game files. The animation in and of itself for a non-barded mount is significantly faster. It also has a smaller hitbox, so it can kind of wedge its way between unit models easier than something like the Arvedui mounts here.
We're under attack.
Right.
The enemy is upon us.
Yep. So he's shooting into me. I really should have just moved them all the way back. But I kind of want to, I kind of want to have them sort of where they were, kind of waiting over in the wings here. So that if he should try to bring the wardens forward again, I can punish him for it. So we did kill 11 wardens on that charge, including Jim. So brought marksmen to carry Andros forwards because I think our veterans are out of ammo. Indeed they are. Looks like we're just reorganizing ourselves here. We're firing into it. Yes, the marksman. Yep. How does he have 100? So it's about even numbers. Frodo's actually maintaining a pretty good amount of discipline there. Yeah, probably should be targeting something else like the Frodosynthesis guys. That's right though. Just trying to keep him busy over there. This is while I have my marksmen firing into the wardens, and we have the spears. And already, just from archer fire, we dropped it. Because a lot of those wardens would have lost their first hit off that charge. Here again, though, I don't want to pour too much ammunition into the ammo sink that is this blobber's cheap spears, but you know, I'm hitting a lot of them in the right side, or in the back now, particularly, where they take an additional penalty. So it's not too bad. And we have the wardens down to 16.
We're under attack!
Really, what you're looking for here is to try to get them down into the single digits. And they'll have the same ammo, it's just their DPS would be significantly reduced at that point. And I think I should be able to get that just with the archer fire. Wardens are shooting into back here. Yeah, so they're not shooting anything particularly important as far as I'm concerned. Right, now I'm just getting irritated with him getting right up in my face, so I'm going to charge back out at him. And I made the mistake of not having spears ready to go. I was just kind of afraid that he would charge me the moment I moved them. So I should have had the Citadel Guard maybe here, so that I can free up the spears to come in. Because as it stands now, he's pulled back, and he's going to be able to charge me inside here. That's not what I'd like to see. Civilians rallied at the first sight of her. Veterans of Osgiliath stand firmly. In fact, I think they're... I want to say they're Mithrandir's retinue and spears coming in, and I don't know my lesson. Another unit of spears here, but I didn't. In any case, though, this is a unit of spears that will drag down enemies' cavalry. Still have 5 Mithrandir's retinue. Amazingly. And the general being one of all that. Given that they're 2 hit points, they will actually beat 4 Nostorine Knights if left to their own devices.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Marksmen of Kirandros have come in to help the Veterans of Osgiliath here. It's really kind of overkill. And on the left flank here, I have just moved forward everything. Everything being Citadel Guard, Axemen of the Sarnic, and some civilians. And in that order, so that I've got a little bit of padding in case it tries to rear charge me. My Citadel Guards. This phalanx, though, is going to be tough to beat. So I'm really going to need to get a surround on them. Shoot them. Out of ammo archers coming in to pad up the and we have some spearmen back here that I've lost micro of, tragically. As well as, let's see. No, I just have the 2 units of spears. Mithrandir's retinue is still kicking about, chasing off the Dunedain Mounted Company. They're going to get charged, what will countercharge the Grey Company. That, presumably, is out of ammo. Actually, I don't think this one is, come to think of it. And that will kill 1 or 2 of the Mithrandir's retinue, certainly, but the Grey Company won't have from them. Gondor Spearmen surprisingly weren't able to drag any down there. So we're going to screen out these 4 Nostorine Knights. We need to... I really chased them off with too much. I needed to bring, like... maybe bring the spears out with them, but then take the Axemen and the Citadel Guard back over here into the center of the fight, because we're struggling. As simple as that. I think we have Fountain Guard here, mixing it up with some Arvedui marksmen. And they're up to no good with that animation. We lost a few of them here for the rear charge, some cavalry. I kind of lost my micro with the Citadel.
We've lost half of our men!
Yep. Lost the micro with the Fountain Guard, trying to bring them back. Or so I tried to bring them back. They got zoned out by these marksmen. Bloodborne Spearmen coming in for a flank up the right. That will do wonders already. Let's even that fight out. Back to favor here. But with the arrivals of Gondor archers out of ammo, they'll at least keep this thing alive for a bit longer. Citadel Guard are going to charge in now. Grey Company.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
As I was saying, Grey Company are going to rip me into pieces if I have to deal with them. Saying that, though, you know, I have really good armor. Though, unfortunately, if I had shields here, even if I have shields here, it's on the right side. The rear charge is just really what's going to hurt me. Yeah, see, that routed me. Unfortunate. Mine is still alive over here, though, with the Fountain Guard, and some Civil Guard still in the fight. I still have one Mithrida's retinue, that being my general. And I'm just, as you can hear, I'm constantly blowing the battle horn and keep my men's morale up. And I'm just going to run him back and forth down the line heroically.
The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
The announcer says that. I'm still down 10%. And Lothian Honor Guard is still pretty good. 42. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. And Fountain Guard had finally turned that fight around. It was only a matter of time, really. Arvedui marksmen should be no match for the Fountain Guard. That great company is really the only thing keeping me from smashing.
Very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
And even with that, it's still and all of a sudden, the arrival of the veterans of Osculia, flanking them, that breaks the Arvedui fight. That was a fight I was losing, for the record. But having lost his general earlier in the fight, that was paying dividends for me. Back here, I have completely lost track of what I'm doing. I mean, chasing a cat towards the earth. And having been charged, having the Aethelian Rangers charged by the, was that Mounted Company? Yeah. That's certainly not going to help him. But we have spearmen there to help him out. And I think we're still getting the better of this phalanx fight. The rest of these pikes will rout immediately on getting the Fountain Guard in line. It's great to see. That's his entire line broken. And suddenly, it's a 3% game. It's not every day that you see a general's death make such a significant difference for factions like Arvedui and Gauntlet. But here it is. Now, I should have had my retinue here and the Citadel Guard going into this unit of pikemen, because with 78 left, they will certainly return from routing. But I don't. At least, not in any timely manner, and they'll only get maybe 2 kills. It's unfortunate. Let's see. Goal at the moment is to keep the general alive above almost anything else. So we're going to form up the box. And having won this scrap here on Arthedain's turf with a field disadvantage, given that Frodo has way more cavalry than I do, I feel totally justified in boxing up. At this point, you can no longer accuse me of camping. So that's what I'm going to do. Because effectively, I mean, he's got this unit of pikes that have returned from routing, but he's got nothing else. So as long as I stay put, I should have this in the bag. Even though percentage killed is in his favor. The things I've got left, though, are Lothian Honor Guard, Fountain Guard, Citadel Guard, a reasonably healthy unit of spear. And I have very little firepower, but he has...
The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
I still have 11 Rangers versus his 1 Great Company. Or, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, 1 Great Company, right? I don't know what earth I was doing with my Rangers there. Because I was busy forming up my box. So anyway, he notices them out in the open. Fortunately for me, though, I've got Fountain Guard near him. And even with just walking them, I'm going to be able to screen them out. That could have been a disaster. But Frodo's pretty quick on the draw, so good to him. So remove this Fountain Guard up a little bit.
We're under attack!
And I'm going to kind of form up a bit of a trap here. So I'm trying to wait and watch for where his cab is going to kind of settle down. I'm trying to keep the general ideally in the middle of the box as well as the Rangers. That Great Company is dying. Unfortunately, though, this unit is sitting over far out. I was able to pick them up. So that's going to force me forward. We're just going to chill out here. So, because I'm not able to land any hits on that 1 Great Company, so there's my Rangers, I turn to start shooting the Knights. Now here's the trap I was talking about. Bait him into rear charging these spearmen, and have the Nimlothian armor close at hand to slam and shut. Kill them all. He also committed the Royal Court, which was necessary, but also...
Our foolish general has thrown his life away. Perhaps our chances of victory with it.
That Great Company's really irritating because he just sniped my general. So my morale's probably on a similar level to his. We managed to actually take out a second unit with 4 Australian Knights that will almost certainly not withdraw. But if they do, we'll be able to do it. Unit of Great Company back here. This one's out of ammo. So I'm not particularly worried about them. I mean, it is still 32 cav charging into you, so that is devastating. That is damaging, but I'm not nearly as worried about them as I am maybe the Royal Court of House Arvedui kicking about here. Still 11 of them. That's my main focus. I'm trying my luck again with that single Great Company Ranger back there, and having no luck in getting him. I don't know how 4 Rangers can miss so many shots, but they can. Frustrating. We're going to have to meet these pikemen that he's bringing back. So I do have a bit of a plan for that. You'll notice that I had 3 veterans of Osgiliath here that are difficult to spot, unless if you know what you're looking for. So... So what's going to happen here in a second is I'm going to change targets with the Thulian Rangers. Try to shoot his pikemen. And that's intended to convince him that he needs to march forward, or else just get shot into oblivion. And then we'll countercharge. I'm banking on the morale of his pikes back here being too fragile enough that just a simple countercharge will see them routed off. I think. Yep. That's exactly what we're doing here. Landing some halfway decent hits on these spikes. They are reasonably low, so
we're under attack!
But has motivated him to move towards me. Now I'm keeping one eye on his cavalry here. What I intend to do is once these pikes get close, bring these veterans of Osculia that are difficult to notice because there's so few of them left. Bring them forward. Charge them on the side. Countercharge with everything else. Flank. Break them around. Just like that. And all of a sudden, go from 70 to about 50 then. With no casualties on bombers.
The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
On this side of things, that charge will occur. But every time he does that, there's going to drop one or two. So I'm more than happy to make that trade. Little port. I think he was trying to charge the side there, which would have been good. As it is, he's only able to kill me with 11 rolls. Good idea. And I say that, I'm no better than these. But then we were able to swing the Citadel Guard around from behind them and trap them, break them around, rout them up. So it's really just these great company that left to do. So I think. Meantime, I've sent the veterans of Osculia, banking on him not noticing. Then I'm going to send these vets out to assassinate that great company. Yep. Because all I had to do right there is just, keep everyone there.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Keep everyone there waiting for him, brace and whatnot, as he charged in. And all he's got left now, miraculously, his pikes came back, but third time's a charm. It's like that reference from SpongeBob. How many times do you have to teach this lesson? So easily.
It could have been we that were slain and defeated on the field, but fate has been kind and delivered us victory.
And there we have it. King Arvedui of Arvedui will not become the King of Gondor, and the history of Middle-earth is maintained. I believe... Let's see. I'm trying to remember the guy's name who becomes... I think it's Eärnil? Eärnil, that's it. King Eärnil, who was a general for Gondor, and won this huge heroic victory over both Harad and Bryn. Turned out to be related to the deceased king and his sons by 2 or 3 generations removed or something like that. So the Council of Gondor ended up making him king. Who's interested in that sort of thing. And Arvedui would go on to be the last king of Arvedui. He was king when Angmar attacked and destroyed Fornos terrain. Arvedui would then go on to the Ice Bay of Foreshell, which is the home of a faction I'm looking to add to the Ultimate Compilation mod. Anyway, I'm way off on a tangent now. Long story short, Arvedui dies, with having lost the kingdom of Arthedain. His son then takes on the title of the first chieftain of the Dunedain, and Neither Arthedain or Arnor are reestablished until King Elisar Telkentar, otherwise known as Aragorn, becomes king in Gondor and reestablishes the reunited kingdom. Anyhow, let's take a look at the results here. So Frodo does get more kills than me, and this was the one game where I beat him. He is actually, I will admit, a much better player than I am. He plays the game far more frequently than I do. He's been playing it for a longer period than I have. So I was honestly kind of surprised that I was able to win this one. Funny enough, though, the next two games we played, I actually got more kills than he did in both of them, and yet he still won. So, strange phenomenon that can happen. But I took a slightly larger army, so I had more men to spare at the end. And given that, given the relatively low kill count for the army size that I had, the statistics aren't particularly impressive for most of the units. My MVPs were actually this unit of Fountain Guard with 144 kills. Other units that did relatively well, Memlothians did okay, Veterans of Osgiliath did okay, and the other unit of Fountain Guard did reasonably well. Citadel Guard did reasonably well. The other Fountain Guard did okay as well, but I mean, most things. What was that? So, Spearmen. Yeah. That unit of Spearmen got a surprising number of kills, I will say. 74. Kind of impressive. A lot of that would have been cavalry, so relatively easy to rack those up, particularly when it's cav that's not particularly well armored, and isn't really designed, i.e. the Great Company, isn't really designed for charging infantry units down. But still, nonetheless, none of these units did a particularly good job, but they did well enough. They did well enough to win. So, anyhow, I think the next video on my end of things, Rusty will, as you guys know, he's changed his name to Wendigo, and that's got a whole story behind it. I say he's changed his internet name, his alias, to Wendigo. And we'll have a channel update explaining all that. We'll also be explaining the Ultimate Compilation mod updates, because I've made significant progress with that. There might be another Reforged replay coming up. It'll either be that or it'll be the first Ultimate Compilation mod faction lore video. I've got a script written up for Rovanian, I believe. So I'll be explaining Tolkien's setting, and I'll be explaining the setting, like the fan fiction setting that I've had to develop to make it a faction that can fit in the mod. Put it that way. Anyhow, thank you to Frodo for playing this game with me. Thank you for everyone who watched. And I hope you will all join us again soon. We'll catch you all later.